Welcome to Best of the Nest, a program produced by the television production students of Armstrong High School that takes a look at things from the students' point of view. I'm Nolan Howman of AHS-TV, and today we'll be taking a look at some of the good things going on at Armstrong High School that make our school unique. But first, our own Eliza Ashbaugh delves into some of the pressures that seniors experience during their final year of high school. Take it away, Eliza.
I'm Eliza Ashbaugh of AHS-TV, and in this segment of Best of the Nest, we will take a look at senior pressures and how it's viewed from the student's perspective. We'll be talking with Rachel Stockdale and Dr. Snyder to get a hawk's eye view on the matter. Our first guest today is Rachel Stockdale, and she is going to give us a perspective on the topic from the student's view. Thank you for joining us today. What are some of your thoughts on senior pressures?
I feel like I've really been feeling the senior pressures this year. It's a lot to balance, and it's hard to be a good leader. It's really important, obviously, to be a good leader when you're a senior.
Yeah.
Between sports and clubs and school and trying to get my life together for college, it's a lot.
Understandable. What do your involvements consist of here at AHS?
At AHS, I'm president of Leo Club and NHS, and I'm also secretary of Spanish and Stuco. So I obviously do a lot, but I'm also a part of Yearbook, which I'm the treasurer of, actually. I kind of forgot about that. And I'm in Quiz Bowl and Yearbook. I said that already. Yeah, I think that's it.
Does it ever get really hard to balance like all the clubs and the different Google Forms and stuff like that?
Yeah, it definitely gets hard. There's a lot. There's a lot of documents, a lot of paperwork. Sometimes it's hard to remember. When I have meetings, I like text people. I'm like, do I have a meeting today?
Yeah.
I just don't know. There's so many.
How has being president of two of the school's biggest clubs as well as being in a sport affected your senior year?
I'd say I've been really busy between trying to organize like blood drives, get all my volunteer hours for NHS and help everybody else get theirs and document that. And then for Leo Club, always trying to figure out the events, stuff like that. It's really busy. And then soccer, of course, took up most of my time in the fall, but right now I'm done with that. So that's good, at least, that it's not.
Yeah. That's good. You sound like a very busy girl. We hear you are in the top of your class and are currently holding the valedictorian spot. Have you felt any academic pressure this year, especially with such a high academic ranking?
I felt a little bit of pressure, but honestly, not as bad as it has been the past 3 years. I mean, I've worked hard for it in the past, obviously, to get here, but the past 3 years were probably the worst. Senior year has been the easiest year for me, so, I mean, there's some pressure, but now it's just kind of riding it out. It's a little easier now.
Yeah, I think you definitely deserve that spot. How has the college search process gone for you so far?
It's been a little rough, you know, applying to everywhere, and then the field that I'm going into, I have to do like separate interviews. So I have to do all those interviews, and then obviously all the scholarships. It's just one thing after the other. I feel like it never ends.
Right. Have you picked a college yet, or you know where you want to go?
Right now I'm leaning towards Seton Hill or Teal. I'm trying to hear back from Teal if I'm going to get a full scholarship from them.
Wow, that's nice. Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Rachel, for joining us today to get the students' view on senior pressures. Now we are going to taking a closer look at what some of our other students have to say regarding the topic. Take it away, Ava.
Hello, I'm Ava Barton of AHS-TV, and today we're taking a closer look at pressures put on seniors throughout the school year. We took to the halls of AHS to see what Ella Brodigam and Caden Olson have to say regarding the topic. I'm here with Caden Olson today, and we're asking him questions about his senior year. How have your athletic involvements affected your senior year?
You know, it's made it a lot of fun. It's obviously been hard balancing school and sports and everything, but being involved in sports and all the things we've done this year have been really fun, and I'm really excited to be able to participate in things like that.
Thank you. And then we hear you are committed to an Ivy League college. Have you felt any pressure, especially on the field this past season, with such a big commitment?
You know, not really. I think it really helped getting the commitment done before my senior year, so I could just play my senior football season, not really have anything to worry about. So I don't really think it put a lot of pressure on me, and I'm just excited to see what happens in the future.
Thank you. And then one last question. How did the college process go for you?
It went really well. You know, there were a lot of things that were put into me making a decision to attend the University of Pennsylvania. But in the end, I'm really happy with my decision, and I'm excited to see where the future goes.
Perfect. Thank you, Caden. Hi, I'm here with the Student Council President, Ella Brodigam. How has being Student Council President affected your senior year?
I feel that being president has made me more involved in things and being more involved in the school.
Do you feel any pressure when planning events, especially being a senior and this being the last one?
I would say I feel some pressure because I want everything to be perfect for everyone in my grade and for myself.
Definitely. Do you have any newer ideas to bring to AHS for the remainder of the school year?
We sent out a poll to the whole student body, and we're working on receiving ideas so we can bring something new in later this year.
Perfect. Thank you, Ella. We also talked with Hannah Spurl, president of the junior class, to get her perspective on preparing for the pressures and expectations that are awaiting her next year. Hi, I'm here with Hannah Spurl, the president of the junior class. There's a common opinion that your junior year is your hardest. Do you believe this to be true?
I came into this year thinking that that was going to be true, but so far this is the easiest year of school yet for me.
What does an average day look like for you?
Honestly, my days are pretty easy and pretty chill and laid back. I come in, my day starts pretty easy, and then I go to calculus, which is definitely a challenge for me, but all my other classes are pretty fun. I love all my teachers and all my classmates this year.
Definitely. We hear you are junior class president. Do you plan on running next year?
Yes, that is true. I'm definitely going to run next year.
How do you think being senior class president would affect your year?
It's definitely going to challenge it a bit more. I would say having to deal with everyone's opinions on where the class trip is going to be is definitely going to be a struggle, because obviously I like to accommodate everyone's feelings, but I think it'll overall be help me stay involved in the school year a lot more.
Definitely. Have you started the college search process yet, or have any ideas surrounding it?
Yes, I actually started touring this summer. My top choice is Grove City. I really love it there. It's really small and like my feel for school. I'm thinking about early education and definitely music somewhat, because I'm succeeding in that right now. So.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Hannah. Well, there you have it, folks. Straight from the Hawk's Beak. Back to you in the studio.
For those of you just joining us, I'm Eliza Ashbaugh of AHS-TV, and I'm joined today with Dr. Snyder to talk about senior pressures from a teacher's view. Thank you for joining us today. What are your thoughts on this year's school year, especially in the seniors' perspective?
Well, I think this year's school year is going quite well. Our class cabinet has been very efficient at doing our planning for the class's activities, and most of us have classes on the third floor, and that's the penthouse of Armstrong High School. So the school year is going quite well.
Yes, for sure. Do you think the pressures of college and graduation have an effect on students' performance and attitude throughout the year?
I do. The senior year is a different year altogether. Mm-hmm. First of all, most seniors are saying, this is it, this is it, this is it. And then they look back and say, oh, this is the last time I'll cheer for a ball game. This is the last time I'll walk onto this football field. This is the last, and it's kind of sad too, bittersweet. And then there's the scholarships, because you see that mountain of college expenses. And you say, oh, I got to apply for this scholarship and that scholarship. There are tons and tons of pressures you have, and financial worries. For a senior in high school, those pressures can be difficult and also affect your performance in the classroom. You think, I just don't think I can do that homework anymore. I just can't do it because I have this to do and that to do, and I don't want to miss this because it's the last time I'm going to do it. So yes, I definitely think the pressures of being a senior affect your classroom performance.
Right, the senioritis definitely kicks in.
Unfortunately.
What does the process look like when selecting things like cap and gowns, and where our senior trip is going to be located?
Well, due to the changes in the 21st century, we have decided to go with caps and gowns that are not gender specific anymore. We now do blue for the majority of the class and orange for National Honor Society. That, once again, sets that National Honor Society, it points them out, I guess, as an honor student. Mm-hmm. And I think that's very nice for them. And so we don't have to be gender specific. So basically, I have chosen the caps and gowns colors, but we go through the looking at the fabric. What kind of fabric do we want for the blue and the orange? We go through picking announcements. The cabinet does all of this work for the class. And then, of course, we run around and make sure that everybody orders a cap and gown and everybody gets what they need for their senior year.
Right. That's awesome. Do you think this year's senior class has worked well when it comes to voting for the yearbook and picking a trip destination and making sure our caps and gowns are ordered?
I think we've done very well, and we put a lot of things out to the class.
Right.
One thing that the pandemic taught us was that Google Forms are very, very useful, and you can put those out, and as long as people pay attention, they have a say. If they don't pay attention, then they don't get so much of a say, but if you pay attention, you have a vote, and your vote matters. So yeah, I think we've been very efficient.
Yeah, I agree. Does our class cabinet have any new fundraisers and ideas and plan for the remainder of the school year?
Well, coming up Friday, we have the pajama party. And so that's going to be a fundraiser to help defray the cost of the trip for the kids that are going. We also are in the middle of a hoagie sale right now, so that's helping. I'm sure that we will continue to fundraise, but really as a class, other than the class trip, I have really already purchased what we need, like the programs for graduation, the programs for baccalaureate. We'll buy flowers for the class at graduation, but as far as expenses, other than the trip, we really don't have many. So we'll just be fundraising mainly for the trip.
Yeah, that is so nice to be prepared. And to wrap things up, do you prefer Canada or Tennessee?
Oh, well, I love them both. Nashville is an experience that everyone should have. It is just a super city. The people are kind and friendly. It's a nice, clean city. But the bus ride is long. Now, Toronto, once again, beautiful city. And so I would say that I'm going to choose in favor of Toronto just because of the bus ride, not because of the experience, because both cities are wonderful and lots to do in both.
Yeah, well, that's really exciting. Thank you, Dr. Snyder, for joining us today to get the teacher's view on senior pressures. Until next time, I'm Eliza Ashbrough of AHS-TV. Keep on soaring.
Thanks, Eliza. We're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be right back with more of AHS-TV's Best of the Nest.
All your professors, all of them, they know that all it takes is one dreamer with passion, one person, and they hope in each of you that you might be that one who makes a longer lasting light bulb, who writes music for the ages, who reaches into the mind and discovers a new star, and who can change the world of a fifth grader. We're gathered here to hope in you.
Going on to college signals independence, but independence doesn't mean you have to go it alone. At IUP, we'll assign you a guide from day one, someone you can turn to for advice or encouragement. And our Q&A center will point you in the right direction and get you the answers you need. We know a little help will take you a long way. We believe in you. IUP.
When I was in high school, I didn't know where I wanted to go to college. But I did know I wanted a major with job potential, and a campus that felt like the right place for me. I chose IUP. I'm studying on a beautiful campus with great professors who focus on student success and 140 academic majors. I'm Megan Spangler. I study nursing. Find your success at IUP.
And we're back with more of AHS-TV's Best of the Nest. I'm Nolan Hallman of AHS-TV. Let's jump right into taking a look at some of the things that make AHS such an amazingly unique place.
Hello, I'm Camden Harkleroad of AHS-TV, and in this segment of Best of the Nest, we will take a look at the day-to-day life of an AHS student and how it's viewed from the student's perspective. I'm joined by Eliza Ashbaugh to talk about some of her favorite everyday experiences at AHS. So thank you for joining us. To start things off, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm a senior here at AHS. I'm also the president of the senior class cabinet, and I'm involved with the SAD Club, Leo Club, Stuco, and also NHS.
Thank you. What does an average school day look like for you?
Yeah, so for me, I usually wake up around 6, and I get ready. Then I drive to school with my brother, which is quite annoying. And then I get here and kind of just go about my day, starting with homeroom, where sometimes I have to tutor in the morning for NHS, or sometimes I have to get stuff for clubs together. And for the senior class cabinet, we're actually working on a deja vu dance. So I'm trying to get all the decorations and stuff ready for that.
Yeah, that would be fun. What are some of your favorite things to do at our school that other schools don't offer?
Yeah, so I think that the science departments are really good here, and I think that all the dissections that the biology and the anatomy that they do are really nice, and I think that we don't have that everywhere else, which is super cool.
Yeah. Do you enjoy your schedule this year?
Yeah, I feel like my schedule this year is definitely easier than it was last year and the year before, so it's kind of nice to get a break for senior year.
What do you think your toughest class is this year?
I feel like my toughest class this year is probably Chem 2. It gets a little bit hard with studying a lot of information for a big test, and also anatomy, there's a lot of terms for like the heart and for the brain and stuff, but you know, just gotta study.
Yeah. I know you have a really busy schedule, but do you have a favorite elective?
So my favorite elective is probably TV Prod. I think it's really fun, just like being able to interview people and being in the position that you are in, and yeah, so I think it's pretty cool.
What are some of your favorite parts of your day?
My favorite part of my day is probably fifth period. It's my AP history class, which would seem really hard, but really we work in groups, so my group's able to help me and help everybody to succeed, and it's a lot of fun.
Who are some teachers that you think make a great impact on students' lives today?
Yeah, I think that Mrs. McCauley, my chem teacher, and Mrs. Hellman, the anatomy teacher, are just really positive people, and they have a really positive environment in their classroom, and they're always willing to help. Even though those are my harder classes, I feel like that they make it worthwhile.
Yeah. So you're a senior, and I think it's fitting to ask, do you have any plans after high school?
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to college. I'm either going to be going to Gannon, Carlo, or Robert Morris. For nursing, it's a little bit hard to decide. I also might dance at Gannon, so I have to decide if I want to do that, but yeah.
How has AHS prepared you to take those steps into the future?
Yeah, so I feel like the sciences I've taken have really showed me like a good basis, especially anatomy, on what I'm going to be learning in college, so I feel like that will be a good base to build on.
Also, as a senior, I'm sure you have plenty of advice to give underclassmen. What do you have to tell them?
My biggest piece of advice that I would give underclassmen is that it goes fast, so definitely take it all in, don't take anything for granted, because it'll be over before you know it.
Later in the episode, we'll be taking a look at clubs that fly under the radar. What are some clubs that you think need more attention?
I think newspaper club needs a lot more attention. I'm not in newspaper club personally, but I've read a few of their articles and they're all really good, and I think that more people should read them because they take a lot of time on those and they always seem to have really good quality.
Okay. And to wrap things up, the coffee shop or the snack shop?
I'd say the snack shop probably. It's probably a little bit more popular with everyone at lunch and stuff, and they always seem to have good snacks. I mean, I go there sometimes, so.
I agree.
Thank you.
Okay, a huge thank you to Eliza Ashbaugh for joining us today to get a hawk's eye view on the AHS's students' day-to-day life. Later, we'll be talking with Tesmiana Jordan and Maddox Wise to get a hawk's eye view. But first, let's take a closer look at some of our favorite places to get a bite at AHS.
Hello, I'm Tyson Forche of AHS-TV, and today we're going to be taking a closer look of some of the unique things that AHS has to offer students. Mr. Landstrom, do you enjoy selling coffee to students and staff?
Absolutely, although I would say more of my students are the ones who sell it to the students and staff. As you can see behind us, they're working the coffee shop. Aiden, you just got off your shift, didn't you?
Yes. Awesome, awesome. How do you think your business affects AHS?
Our business affects AHS because a lot of the proceeds go to help fund some of our community-based instruction trips that we take out in the community, where students like Aiden get to learn in real-life experiences, going to restaurants, movies, shopping at Walmart, things of that nature. So that's where a lot of the proceeds help fund those things.
Cool. And what flavor would you say sells out the quickest?
Aiden, what flavor would you say? What sells out the fastest? Is it the iced coffee, Yeah, probably the iced coffee or the vanilla cappuccino.
Another hot commodity here at AHS is our snack shop. Today we're joined by Trevor McMahon, where he just visited the snack shop. He's got a couple snacks here.
Yeah,
So, are these your favorite snacks to get at the snack shop?
yeah, I normally get them on occasion. I normally get a water. Never forget the bev, you know what I'm saying?
Can't forget the bev.
I can't forget the bev. Doritos, it's a solid food. Sun chips, it's a solid classic.
Today I'm joined by another fellow student, Charles Dosh, and he's an avid user of the snack shop, I would say. Today he's munching on some spicy Doritos?
Sweet, spicy chili purple Doritos, as always.
Fire. And I have a question for you, Chuck.
Yeah.
Do you think that the snack shop is beneficial to our students here at school?
Yes, of course. There's always so many people using it all the time, especially if you have a growing boy like me, and the normal lunch is not as filling as my normal meal, then the snack shop always comes in clutch.
Do you think it's nice to have the extra options
Yes.
to choose from?
Yes, of course, it always is.
All right, thank you, Chuck.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a good day.
You too.
With 400 breakfasts being served here at AHS, something's obviously working. Do you think that having breakfast is a good way for students to start their day every day, Phoenix?
Yeah, personally I think it gets the brain going and stuff, all types of good stuff.
Awesome. And how do you think that breakfast is working out here at AHS?
I know me personally, I grab a breakfast every once in a while. It's there when I need it if I'm feeling a little hungry, and I know there's some kids who probably need that breakfast when they come in, so I think all around it helps every party.
Should we dig in?
I think we shall.
All right. Well, there you have it, folks. Straight from the Hawk's Beak. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Tyson. For those of you just joining us, I'm Camden Harkleroad of AHS-TV, and I am now joined by Tesmiana Jordan and Maddox Wise to talk about their experiences, as well as some AHS clubs that fly under the radar. So thank you for joining us today. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Maddox Wise, student at AHS.
Thank you.
I'm Tesmiana Jordan, a senior here at AHS.
Thank you. To start off, what clubs are you a part of?
I'm a part of photography and taiko club.
I'm a part of many clubs. There's way too many to list, but I'm here today representing our art club as the president.
Thank you. So tell us about your clubs.
Taiko is a little bit more of a unique club. We play the odaikos, which are large drums. Not every school has that. And then photography is sort of just a fun hobby. It's probably my favorite club.
In art club, we team up with other clubs to decorate our school, as well as do our own activities to spread positivity and creativity around the school.
What are your favorite parts of your clubs?
Mine is the sense of community. I mean, I feel like I know everybody in all of my clubs very well.
I feel like along with what Maddox said, I love how well my club gets along with each other. It's really fun and uplifting every time we have a meeting and everyone is having a great time.
Do you think your clubs might be a little underrated?
I think that taiko is very popular because of how unique it is, but I do think that photography is very underrated and more people should look into it.
Photography is a very fun club. I think art club gets just the right amount of recognition for what we do.
This goes along with how you guys both said that your clubs provide sort of like a community.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it provides a safe place for your members as well?
Definitely, especially taiko. I mean, there's a lot of people in there that I think it's just good to have a place to go after school.
I think art club is a very welcoming place for people to meet up and just have a good time. I think they provide a very fun and enjoyable time.
What ways do your clubs provide for its members?
Clubs can teach you important skills, I think. Photography in particular, that's something that I want to go into in my future. And I feel like that is just like a prime way to just learn stuff about photography.
Art club, we give our members a space to get involved in school activities as well as meet other artists. Yeah.
Are there any clubs other than your own that you admire or appreciate?
Debate club in particular. It's not something that I could do myself, but the people that are out there doing it, I mean, that's amazing, really.
I really appreciate our school's SAD/Key Club. I like how they get involved with our students and our community, and they make such an amazing space for, like, especially our special needs students with the Polar Express Day. That was a really fun experience, and it was something I would love to do again. It's very moving.
I also really like the Polar Express Day. Is there anything you wish other people knew about their clubs that they might not know?
Specifically with photography, I think that there's a lot of information that you get from it that people don't think you get. A lot of people probably just think it's just taking pictures and then submitting them. But we learned, like, just recently about how to actually use Photoshop to enhance your pictures. And then with Tycho, there's a lot of sense of community that I feel like doesn't really come across with the performances.
If I were to say one thing, I think I would say that we are willing to team up with other clubs and our community. So if you want to have a joint project, just contact us.
Is there anything you would like to say to people interested in joining your clubs?
There is no baseline for what you need to know to join a club. Like with photography, you can just whip out your phone and take pictures and join it. And with Tycho, you don't need to know how to play anything to join a club.
I think the same thing with art club. No matter what your skill level is or how confident you are, we are willing to help, not judge. So just the more the merrier.
Okay. And to wrap things up, would you rather your club be really popular or really small?
Well, I'm part of a very popular club and then a smaller club, and I feel like there's definitely a good middle ground. But if I had to pick one, I would say really popular.
I think the popularity and size of the club don't really matter as long as our members are invested and excited about what they do.
Thank you to Tesmiana and Maddox for joining us today to get a hawk's eye view on some of the underrated clubs of AHS. Until next time, I'm Camden Harkleroad of AHS-TV. Keep on soaring.
Well, that's our show for this week. Best of the Nest is a production of the students enrolled in television production courses at Armstrong High School. Join us again next time for a look at some of the unique things happening in and around Armstrong High School from the students' point of view. Until then, from our nest to yours, have a great week.